wrestling fans. I'm one of your hosts, Matthew J. Haas, and of course, we have our other co-host with us today, Gerard Simonelli. And
How you doing?
what's going on, guys?
Doing good, doing good.
I want everybody that's listening to say happy birthday to Ronnie. I'm not going to sing because I'm not that awake yet, so sorry, I can't sing happy birthday right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So Ronnie's dealing with a little bit of a, birthday hangover there. So, but good for him. Good for you, bro. So
Yeah,
what's up,
bear with
guys?
me.
You guys
Did you say
good?
something to me?
Did you say
Hmm.
something? What's up?
Ronnie still has
Nothing.
voices in his head from yesterday.
Yeah. There are spirits in my head.
A lot of spirits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just had a little family birthday get together and a few too many. But I'm here.
Yeah. We'll get through it. It's all right. Where are they now? That's the topic for this week, guys. Gerard, where can people watch our show?
Well, we have the Dead Man's Triad Wrestling Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you check it out. And we're also on Facebook. But you won't see me advertising on Facebook because I got banned. So.
I can't believe that they would do that, just with wrestling. I mean, come on. But yeah, the censorship that's going on right now is not. I don't want to get into that topic, but it's just unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting out of hand. But hey, we're streaming on Facebook and YouTube. We do have the chat, so if those who want to chat with us during the show and interact with us about the topics that we have every week, feel free to subscribe to the show if you haven't already. Go to YouTube, click that little bell right hand corner at the top of our main page on YouTube, and you'll subscribe. So it's pretty much simple. It's there. I've been kind of posting our show everywhere to try to get more listeners going. I've been promoting it as much as possible. I've promoted it on LinkedIn. I've been promoting it on Instagram, and hopefully we get some more listeners. And we have to kind of act as our own salesman and push our show. So spread the word, spread the love, and if you like wrestling, we're just three guys having a great conversation about old school wrestling and today's generation. So, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I
Yeah,
love this.
I do too.
Hmm.
Hoping to get more people in here to give us some questions or either give us a little bit of information we don't know about.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that you don't know about until you start researching and reading, about the topic, and you're like, oh wow, I never knew that, and yeah, it's interesting stuff that behind the scenes that you never knew about, and people give different perspectives about what's going on, and but well, the topic for this week, guys, is where are they now? There's a lot of wrestlers that just retire and they kind of fall off the face of the map, and you don't know where they go. And it's kind of sad because you were a fan of them, and you watch them growing up, and you always wondered where do they go after they don't wrestle anymore. And Gerard and I were talking about it before the start of the show. Some of them have to go back to school because they have nothing to fall back on. They have to get real jobs because I guess wrestling does not provide retirement plan.
No.
Well, look at most jobs these days. You have to get a job anyway. You got
Yeah.
police officers that retire after 20 years. They get a nice retirement, but yet they still have to find jobs. Firemen, even movie actors, they have to find jobs. If they're not making the movies, they're not making any money.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's why a lot of them get into producing their own movies because that's like another job aspect of Hollywood. So a lot of them get into directing and producing.
and growing up as a child, you always, oh, that's a great job to have. But now, as you get older, you realize you have to continue working. There's no retirement. I mean, you
Yeah,
can retire, but the prices have gone up everywhere. Inflation and apartment rent, and it's just way too much.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess they don't exactly have a medical plan in wrestling either. So I guess they just kind of probably pay everything up front.
Yeah.
you know. And it's a shame because you would think with all the money they bring in, these promoters, that they could offer them something.
I'm not even sure if they even have a union or not. The wrestlers.
No, I don't think
I just
so.
think when they get fired, they're done. I mean, they might have stocks in the company,
Yeah.
and after they retire, they maybe lose their stocks.
Yeah. I
So I
mean,
don't
it's
know.
kind of fun. It's kind of, I mean, it's funny, but it's not. One of the guys that I was trying to get as a guest on our show, a wrestler that's no longer wrestling. He's not really a well-known wrestler, but they wanted $250 just to be on our podcast for 45 minutes, and
Yep.
I'm like, dude, we don't make money. I can't pay you $250, and 40. And what is 45 minutes?
Hey, sounds like getting on podcasts is a good way to make money. $250 for 45 minutes. Do a
Yeah.
couple
Oh
of
yeah.
days, you're pretty good.
Right.
And
Yeah,
you know, there's been a lot of events. You go to like Chiller Theater. If you have gone to those things, you meet the actors in there, and especially they have a lot of wrestlers,
Mhm.
and they rely on that $20 just to shake their hand and take a picture.
I
Yeah.
went to Scarefest a few years ago, and one of the uh, venues there had Ring of Honor wrestlers there. Like Brutus the Barber Beefcake was there, and a few of the newer wrestlers for Ring of Honor were there. You know, they do make appearances, and I don't know what they get paid for doing it, but I'm sure they
Right.
get paid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think that's money in their pocket because you know, they like Gerard said, sometimes it's like $20 a pop. You know.
And I know on our list we have Virgil. You remember Virgil? He was in with the $1 Million Man.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen him a few times, and you go to his table. He's like, I felt bad. I just went to see him and gave him money. He's by himself.
Oh,
Nobody went to see him. It was a Chiller Theater. I was at the thing. I took pictures with him too. I gave him $20. I was like, I didn't have $20 to give him, but I felt bad. But
yeah. Yeah.
he's one of the
Again,
guys I had on the list today too.
yeah. I guess after wrestling or life outside of wrestling, when their career is pretty much done, um, it's hard times for them because again, they have nothing to fall back on and they're not doing anything. So, that little bit of money they get, I guess that's all they can get. So, but yeah, I feel for them. Yeah, it's pretty sad.
And it said the list I made was mostly people who are famous these days.
Right, right.
And a lot of these wrestlers now, they're making movies and their careers are booming. And then you get some other guys, I'm just hundreds of them, are going absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere at all.
They've got real jobs or they're not doing
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
There's some guys who are in other independent wrestling that still wrestle, but they're not making the money that they used to make, like in bigger promotions. So
No.
I'm sure that's like a downgrade for them.
There's a few that get out there and train some of the newer wrestlers.
Yeah, they become trainers. Yep.
They really don't. I guess they don't really leave company, or
Right.
they open their own gyms or something.
Yeah. Well, you have like what's his face, Bill DeMott. He's one of the big trainers now for WWE. I'm not sure if he's still with them or not, but he was a big trainer for them and their upcoming wrestlers that were being brought into the wrestling community. They would train them, and Bill DeMott was a big trainer for them. But he stopped wrestling many years ago.
And we also got Booker T. He's also a trainer now too.
Yeah.
He does the commentating. I mean, he's still part of the Wrestling Federation, but
Yeah.
now he's also a trainer to new guys coming up. I believe he has his own gym. His own gym, I believe.
Yes, he's got his own gym. He's got his own podcast. A lot of them do, a ton of podcasts. DDP. DDP has yoga.
Yoga classes.
He helps rehab guys that are having struggles with, I guess, substance abuse or, whatever psychiatric problems they have, after wrestling. So he's kind of helped quite a few guys with his DDP yoga. It's become pretty popular.
But if I'm going to go yoga, I'm going to probably go with Stratosphere.
Oh, yeah.
Trish Stratus, yeah, she has her own yoga See, I can see her be a yoga instructor. She's not scary, but Diamond Dallas Page,
I would
bend,
try
boy,
not to be
bend.
over Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah, but it'd be DDT and everybody, or give him the diamond cutter, you call it.
Trish Stratus can DDT me anytime.
I follow her on Facebook, and she's always posting some of her yoga photos and videos.
Cool.
Yeah, I do yoga with her rather than DDP.
Yeah. I would take the spot behind her.
Yeah. Yeah, we could talk now because our wives are not in the room with us, but they can watch this podcast tomorrow.
Yeah. No, my wife is
Mine's sitting across from me. I don't think she's listening to me though.
Yeah, she's probably giving me daggers for
What do you mean you got me classes with DDP?
and I'm sure she would turn around and say, "I'd rather have you have classes with DDP."
Yeah. But we met him also at the Chiller Theaters too. He's another guy making no money.
Right.
I mean, I can't see yoga instructors making tremendous amounts of cash.
No.
Especially now with this pandemic, you can't even go nowhere. You're doing yoga in your house.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So you can do virtual yoga, but there's only so much virtual yoga you can do.
Yeah.
It's not the same though.
No, it's not. If nobody's with you, you could easily cheat. Nobody watching you. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I'm good. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you can watch them. You could turn your camera off, and they won't see what you're doing.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, yoga was popular when it first came out, but yeah, it's not as popular as it used to be.
No, but you can't tell Diamond Dallas Page that.
I'm sure not running.
I'm sure Trish Stratus. I'm sure there's a lot of clients.
I'm sure she does.
But even Diamond Dallas Page, I've seen some of his videos, and he has a lot of people in his audience.
Yeah.
You know, there are a lot of people doing it because I figure he's a wrestler, and
yeah, he's famous. Pretty fit guy. One time, everybody wants to get fit like Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah. So let's see who we got here on our list. We have a couple of lists that we do our research when it comes to these topics. And Gerard and I did some research last night. Got together and pulled some stuff up. A lot of guys that are actually pretty well known are, doing movies in Hollywood, and you got Batista, who's doing well for himself. The Rock, obviously, doing major movies and stuff. And Kevin Nash is also involved with Hollywood now. He was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too. But he doesn't have a much big career as Batista and The Rock as much as they have. And then look at John Cena. John Cena is also involved in a lot of Hollywood movies and big movies like Fast and Furious franchise. He just did the last movie that they came out with for that franchise.
But one of my favorite guys, I think of wrestling, and Jesse the Body Ventura.
Mm-hmm.
Now you guys remember Jesse,
and
I believe when he came out, I think he took the spotlight from Superstar Billy Graham with all the glamour, and then he became an awesome commentator. I mean, he was just a funny commentator, and then he became mayor of the Brooklyn Park in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine having this guy as your mayor, and you see how psychotic he was.
Yeah.
He also played in Predator also.
Yep.
The original Predator.
Yeah. And even in Predator, you notice he had the best line in Predator. Mm-hmm. He comes up like, he told everybody later on, he died the best. He had like, everybody got killed, but the way he got blown up.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that was a good role for him. But
he was one of my favorite though in that case, and I would love to have him as our mayor here right now.
Yeah, I enjoyed his TV series, even though it had a short stint. But he did a show called Conspiracy Theories, and I thought that was a really cool idea that he had. And it's a shame it got canceled. But he still talks about a lot of that stuff on his podcast. He's got his own podcast as well. And he's got a blog, and he talks about that stuff still every day.
I remember that show.
Yeah.
The Conspiracy Theories. That was pretty good.
Yeah. remember one episode he was doing for Area 51,
Yeah.
and they only allowed him like a certain amount of feet from the fence, and then they started the patrolling and looking at what they were doing, and like, but because he was the governor, he was like, they have to let me in. I'm the governor. They're like, don't they know who I am?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else had been in Stone Cold? He actually made a few movies and
Yeah.
made appearances in movies like Expendables.
Yep.
It was a big role
Yep.
for him.
He also did Knockout,
Yeah, and there was another one.
The Longest
Oh my
Yard.
God. Yeah,
Yeah.
The Longest Yard, yeah, but Adam Sandler.
yeah.
Wasn't he? Wasn't he like in one? He was like one of those guys that people like had like survive. There was like a killing thing, and there was it was like a game show almost type thing.
Wasn't it The Condemned?
Condemned.
Yeah,
Right?
that's it. That's the one I was trying to think of.
He was a prisoner. Were they prisoners or something? And they had to like.
Hmm.
That was
He's
pretty cool
actually a
though.
pretty good actor.
Oh yeah, and he's got
And
his
he
own
also has
TV.
a podcast. Yeah, TV, right?
Yeah. What is it? The Skull Sessions. I can't remember how the title is, but something with skulls.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
You think
yeah,
about
his podcast interviews are pretty good.
yeah. You think about you mentioned The Longest Yard. There were so many wrestlers in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Who else was in it? I can't remember.
Kevin Nash,
Kevin Nash, Stone Cold.
um,
Oh jeez.
the Giant. What was that guy's name?
Oh, Paul White.
Was that Paul White? No. Was it Paul White? The Gauntlet. What's his name now? He was the real tall, skinny guy. He used to dress like a beast. On forgot his name now.
I know we were talking about him a couple weeks ago and said his name. I can't.
Not
remember.
Uganda the Giant or something like that. Can't remember his name now. Because over in the show, he's banging his head on the wall all the time.
Mhm.
Banging his head on the wall. You're not talking
Yeah,
about
banging his.
Goldberg.
No, not Goldberg.
Goldberg was in.
He was in it too.
Yeah.
He was called the Hammer.
Yeah,
So
his jersey number X.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Batista plays my favorite role in any movie I've seen here lately. And Guardians of the Galaxy is Drax.
Oh, yeah, Drax. Yeah, it's a great character. Yeah, he's real funny too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think there's a thing called My Spy. I think it is, or something like that.
Yeah, with the kids. Yep.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good one too. I like him in that.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's coming out with a new, not a movie, a TV series on Netflix. I shared it with you guys. It's called Army of the Dead, and it's not much of a trailer. It's more of a teaser, but it actually looks pretty good. Zack Snyder, who is a big comic book movie producer, has a hand in it, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah,
Zack
the little
Steiner.
teaser look good.
Yeah. See, and then like I said, John Cena is now doing movies. He's not really wrestling much anymore. I think he's trying to become the next Rock.
Yeah.
So that's like, I don't think that's going to work for him.
Let's see. Bret Hart, what is he doing now?
He's
Didn't
actually
he have a stroke?
Yeah, he had a stroke. He also had a very bad boating accident, if I remember. So he's dealing with some real threatening injuries, so he's not really doing much. But I did read an article that he's just kind of enjoying the rest of his life with retiring and just hanging out with his family. And and from what I read, the impression I got is he made amends with everybody about the Montreal Screwjob that took place. He made amends with everybody, Vince McMahon, Shawn Michaels. They kind of put all their differences behind them, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I heard he had some health issues, and I think he's battling prostate cancer also at one time.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. And what about Scotty Too Hotty?
Oh boy.
Remember
Yeah.
him?
Yeah, he was a train wreck.
Yeah. And this thing, and then they say he became a firefighter
Oh, really?
in Florida. Yeah. Florida Lake Tech Academy passed in 2013, I read, and he became a firefighter.
Nice.
Wow.
And his
That
name's
is-
Scotty Too Hottie, and he's a fireman. And he's also a licensed real estate broker in Florida also now.
Oh wow.
I was
pretty
going
sure
to Florida to mess with him.
I'm pretty sure he makes the fireman's calendar every year also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he used his name Scotty Too Hottie, unless the WWE has his name probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
You wonder if he used his name or not.
Right. Yeah, they probably trademarked it, I'm sure. They trademarked
And you remember also,
every name there is.
yeah, you remember also Gene Snisky,
Yep.
another big guy. He played in the movie The Mighty Morphin. What was that Power?
Power
No,
Rangers.
yeah, the Power Rangers. Yes. And he's also I'm reading here. He also does TriStar Products Power Pressure Cooker XL. He does the thing for that commercial.
The infomercial.
Infomercial. There you go.
And
He was a big boy too,
Ryback,
Gene Snitsky.
right? Remember
What's
Ryback?
that? Ryback, yeah.
Yeah, he's actually he's also promoting like some kind of energy booster for a workout, kind of thing. He's pushing that a lot. I'm not sure what the name of the company is, but I don't think he's wrestling much.
No. But
Ryback
like most
Kane.
of my list is Kane. He's a Kane.
Yeah,
Kane.
yeah. He became a politician.
Yeah. He
Right.
played in a couple movies also.
Mm-hmm.
A couple B horror movies, I guess. I can't
Yeah.
remember the name of them.
Yeah, that first one he was in was actually pretty decent. I remember
Yeah.
that one. Yep. So
I mean, a name that's coming off my head now is just George the Animal Steel.
okay.
I didn't do any research on him, but as far as I understood, he was a college professor.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I heard that
So-
also, but I didn't do any research on it.
Yeah, I wasn't there. This happened to come up just now, but just thinking about it, imagine that guy. You know him with his big hairy back, bald, green
Eating
tongue,
turnbuckles.
and you go to his class and he's teaching you.
Yeah. He's probably eating the paper out of the school books.
I remember as a kid going to wrestling matches. Me and my buddy Mike, we used to go up there, and he'd come in the ring, and we were like about 4 or 5 years old, and we used to antagonize him. And he jumped out of the ring, and he physically chased us out of the ring and up one flight of stairs. And we were running scared to death, and the security grabbed him. And when they grabbed him, then we became tough guys again. So I antagonized him again.
That's funny. Yeah, Gerard, you have great stories. You need to share that with our listeners a lot more.
Oh, my stories can go on.
Oh yeah. It's good stuff though.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, our friend used to know. I keep seeing a shadow walking behind me. That's why I keep turning my head. So if you see me turning, not because I'm crazy. But no, our friend was good friends with the promoter. I have another magazine I can show you later on here that we got autographs. And I have one I got to find my brother's actually hanging off Ivan Putski's arm in one of the
wow.
pictures.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's real cool.
So Kane became a politician, is that what you said?
Yeah. I don't remember what state. I gotta look it up.
Let me look up here. Is it Knox County, Tennessee?
Yep, there you go.
Knox County.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna put something up here. This is the old Championship Wrestling from Nassau Coliseum, October 27, 1975.
Wow.
This is when we went to the matches. That's Haystacks Calhoun.
Oh, wow.
And on the very back, it has Blackjack Mulligan and Stanza. Look at that here. With Lou Albano.
Wow, that's cool.
That
Wow.
cool? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother found these one. We had these years ago. And the articles in this thing, I have to have you guys check this out, but I want to show you this one real fast if you can see it. George the Animal Steel and the Wizard. With Superstar
Wow.
Billy Graham.
That's awesome.
Right? Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the guys that we're familiar with back in the 90s and 2000s, believe it or not, they're still working for wrestling companies, but not with their organization that they started with. So, like for example, Dean Malenko just got signed with AEW. He became like a you know, he's working for them like for the business. He's not I think he's an agent or something for AEW now. Um, and Paul White, I just was a big shocker that he just signed with AEW. He was obviously we all know him as the Big Show, but now he just signed a really big deal. He's going to be a commentator for AEW, and he's going to wrestle from time to time, I think, also. But that was everybody was just totally surprised about that.
Now, AEW, is that the Federation of Cody Rhodes?
Yes.
Yes. That's like the biggest problem right now for WWE. That's the biggest rivalry at the moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I believe Tony Khan is the owner. He's got a lot of money and he's got backing of TNT Network, which you know back in the day used to help run WCW before they got bought out. So they've been looking for a big wrestling promotion over the years, and they finally got one with AEW. And you know, so yeah, it's like kind of like WCW all over again, but just modern day.
And it's funny thing, I just did research recently on the wrestler Midian. I know him. I don't know him 100%, but I never knew that he actually played in. He was a hog farmer in the movie Leatherface.
I never even heard of it.
Oh, you know Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, Leatherface. Okay.
Yeah, Leatherface. Yeah. And he was a hog farmer in that. And they said I'm not sure if he was one of the main guys, but also he's in Clearwater, Florida. He's running a catering business. And every time I hear Clearwater, Florida, now I keep thinking of Scientology.
Yeah.
It's like,
How about China before she passed away? Didn't she get into the adult film industry?
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, they liked her. I don't know, just man woman thing. I don't know.
I don't know. I believe she was all woman.
Yeah, she was all woman, all right.
Big woman.
You don't want to say anything different to her; she'll knock you out.
Yeah. Well, if you watch one of her videos, it'll change your mind, Gerard.
Yeah. Well, look at Nicole Bass.
Yeah.
Another one. She was a professional bodybuilder. She got into the wrestling field, and the gym I used to work at, she came in to work out one day, and I was one of the trainers in the place. And I knew who she was immediately when I saw her because I knew her husband. And I walked behind her, and I started talking to her. Next thing you know, I'm helping her train. Later on that week, I'm downstairs from the gym itself. They had like a CVS. And back then, you had the 35 millimeter film. You had to get your film developed at the photo mats there.
Yeah.
And she's in front of the line. And I'm like way in the back of a bunch of people. And I'm like, hey, buddy, hurry up. Come on, buddy. And she turns around, sees me, and she goes, I'll come back there and kick your a-hole, right? I'm like, bring it on, boy. Bring it on, big boy. And it's funny because I knew her. And everybody online's like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. But I'm telling you, the physique she had was insane. Just...
Wow.
Yeah,
but she had the career with the WWE. Didn't she also go WCW too, or I know she went somewhere else.
Was it WCW?
I don't remember.
Or ECW. I remember she got involved with another federation a little bit. I could be mixing up with some other guy.
Some other guy.
Some other guy.
Yeah, I have there's a couple of things here. There's got a lot of lists of the wrestlers and what they're doing now, but unfortunately, a lot of them it doesn't say like as far as careers what they're really doing. A lot of them are just retired, living home, basically living at home, and they've got kids, and they just, joined their married life. And like, I was just reading about the Hockey Talk man, isn't really doing much anymore, just living at home and enjoying retiring. A lot of guys like that. Believe it or not, Jake the Snake Roberts and Scott Hall have a lot to do with DDP's yoga.
Wow,
That's
I didn't
pretty
know
scary.
Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna sign up for Trish Stratus.
that. Yeah, me too.
It's like, well, I think Leader is like with Trish Stratus. I read on her, but she, they're best friends. But now Leader's becoming she's doing music now.
Oh, really?
She's like a singer or
Trish?
something. Yeah, no, not
Okay.
Trish. Lita.
Oh,
Lita.
Lita.
Yeah, because
Oh,
those two are best friends, and
I
Yeah.
think she was like a little metalhead too.
Yeah, she was.
yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. My
Well, she
wife.
came out with the other guys there, with Christian and Edge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
I
wife
was a
is
big
in the
Lita
chat.
fan.
Just want to say
Yeah.
hello to my wife real quick. She's in the chat. Josie's in
Hey,
there.
Josie, how you doing?
Probably our only person in the chat.
Does she have any questions?
Yeah, Matt. What do you want for lunch?
Yeah.
I'll try and look at some other stuff here. How about Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, Hogan.
Hulk Hogan, yeah, he's been in a lot of movies too now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rocky.
he did his reality show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hogan Knows Best. That
Yep.
didn't go too far though.
Man,
Yeah, no, that
I
show.
watched
Yeah.
it. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I seen a couple. I don't. I think it might have been a Facebook Live here and there of him. He's getting into cars, I guess, classic cars, and he was trying to buy a Dodge Charger, and I guess his buddy was with him and videotaped him driving it and going to test drive it. It was pretty cool, like behind the scenes kind of thing. It looks pretty like he's in bad shape too. He's had a back surgery here recently, I believe, and he can barely walk.
Yeah. Yeah. He's pretty much, his career is done.
Well, you like never think about these guys have hard lives, but wrestling's easy. Like I even say, baseball is easy and stuff. But if you think
Mhm.
about the way things go, is you're never with your family. You're
Right.
constantly on the road.
Yeah.
You're constantly getting stressed from media and everything else. And
Right.
like your wrestlers have the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's not like they have this great life. So they get all this exercise. Then they get alcohol and among other things they may take here and there. And it's being human, obviously, but there's nothing to do. And by the time they get back to their family, now look at these guys, they're aging so quick.
Yeah. Look at
And
Lex
it's
Luger.
strenuous work. Oh, yeah. He looks horrible, Lex.
Oh my God. Like a completely different person.
But you see Hogan, his face is all like all deformed. It's bad. It's
Yeah. Well,
Age catches up with you.
Yeah. Father time, what they call it.
Yeah,
I think
But,
guys have a lot of stress though. There's a lot of stress.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, you actually feel bad for these guys sometimes, thinking to yourself, "Wow, these guys did great," and you look at them now; they're absolutely nowhere.
Right.
Because even Hogan ain't making tremendous amounts of money. I'm sure his investments and his endorsement deals.
Yeah.
How far is that going to take them? These guys get divorced and they're losing a lot of money that way too.
Exactly. You guys
Depends
remember?
on how business savvy he is, I guess, throughout his career.
Yeah. Here's another guy, Vladimir Kozlov. Remember him?
Vladimir Kozlov.
Yeah. From 2008, 2012, he was known as the Russian Bruiser, Vladimir Kozlov. They tried to push him as a big heel kind of guy. I vaguely remember his stint with them, but it says here he's actually now involved with dancing, so he has a dancing career, which is funny, for a guy like that.
Can't knock him for dancing, I guess.
Nah. Well, I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
I say anything, they might make me do yoga with DDP.
Yeah. I'm still signing up with Trish Stratus.
We're fixed on Trish Stratus still.
Another thing that I was looking at here is Mick Foley.
Yeah.
He does a lot of charity work, that guy.
Yeah.
He does a lot of charity work. It says here, charity for the children. He does fund educational establishment throughout the entire world.
Yeah.
And you expect that maniac to do all that stuff for children. He looked like a nut the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys, of course, you probably remember Alundra Blaze?
Alundra Blaze.
She was a big WCW Women's Champion for a long time.
Alundra Blaze. I never saw her. She wasn't my piece of cake.
Anyway, she's actually a monster truck driver now, and she's actually been doing very well for herself in monster truck driving. She's been a champion driver for quite a few years, and that's a big surprise.
Medusa did that for a while.
Yeah, Medusa.
I wonder what truck she drives. I was always into the Gravedigger.
Oh yeah. I think the Gravedigger. Go ahead.
Gravedigger. Do you guys hear about Rick Steiner's son signing with WWE?
No.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah, his son just signed a development deal, and I think they're training him to be on NXT. So he's a big guy. Like, he's just as big as his father.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah.
I'd have to see it to believe it.
Yeah, Rick Steiner, you don't hear much of anymore, really.
No.
He actually he became a successful real estate. He owns a real estate company in Georgia.
Rick Steiner, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something else on Rick Steiner. I actually didn't do much research on him now, but I heard something about the WWE with him. So maybe that was with his son. And okay, Matt.
Oh no, I was gonna say another one. Remember Val Venus?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that laugh for?
I just remember his skit. He had to come out and the long hair. And always his thing. He wasn't a great wrestler, but
yeah.
Val Venus.
Well, apparently he's in the pot business.
Ooh, pot.
He's in pot. You know.
Weed.
He wants to legalize marijuana.
All right.
That's what his career has lived up to.
Yeah, I think Matt. I was telling Matt that I was reading about the Undertaker, and there's not much because he just retired, and his big thing is, he wants to become a great outdoorsman. He wants to be a hunter, a fisherman. He probably wants to be like another Ted Nugent or something. I can see it now. But I can see him being outdoorsman. Like he looks like that type of guy who just great outside. Yeah.
Hey, he's retired. I'm sure he has some money in the bank somewhere, so he could probably do whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
Oh, huge premiere.
You guys remember Sunny?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing nothing. I heard.
Well, she's been in jail a few times.
She's doing something, making license plates.
Or street signs.
Yeah.
Sunny.
I remember when she first came out, everybody loved Sunny. She was a good wrestler to this, and then she was nothing now.
Yeah.
I like Sunny.
Yep.
How about Stacy Keibler?
Yeah.
She had the big relationship with George Clooney. I don't know what happened to that.
Yeah, I remember that. I haven't heard anything really about them together or if they're still together.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think he ended up marrying somebody else.
Wow.
And when Buddy was in love with her, oh my God, everything he did. He had his phone, everything's her name. Everybody was like, oh, Stacy. What about your wife? Oh, Stacy.
You remember Bob Backlund?
Yeah.
He became a coach. He's I think either a college or a high school coach.
In what
Opie.
sport? Wrestling?
Try to see what they say about him here. They don't they don't really get into like what kind of careers they're into.
I did a little research on Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
He does a host for outdoor television show.
Yep. And he looks pretty rough too. He's a
Oh,
born
yeah.
again Christian.
Yeah, these guys don't look good. Don't look good.
Yeah.
You remember Tugboat?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. They say today he's his name is Ottman. Doesn't really look anything like he used to. He has long hair. Now he's just basically he looks good and healthy for his age, but though that's really what counts mostly for him. He does look a lot like Shockmaster still. That's pretty funny.
Shockmaster.
You remember Shockmaster?
Yep. Oh, man. Some of these shows. Some of these
How about Draws? Remember Draws?
Yeah.
draws, yes. What's he up to?
He actually is he's been working closely with the CEO of Under Armour.
Really?
So I guess he's made it pretty good for himself. That's a big company.
Jacqueline, she was rough for a while.
Yeah,
And
Jacqueline. Yep. She was another big girl.
she's a coach too.
Yeah, yeah. She's still involved with training, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember they tried to bring her back for a short while, like
Yeah.
a few years ago.
I
But
think that's when they were like making her ref and she would get involved.
yeah, remember? Yep. Yeah, that storyline didn't last. Like
Most of these guys are in the Hall of Fame also too.
Yeah. Yep. But and a lot of guys you don't see in WWE now. They're in the independent scene. TNA is doing really well for themselves. Impact Wrestling, a few of those guys are there. Rob Van Dam is over there. He's doing really good for himself. They actually, him and his girl, I think, just expected their first child.
Yeah, I just pulled something up on the Dynamite Kid.
Dynamite Kid.
Oh,
Yeah, it says here he's all messed up. It says after several years of destroying his body in the ring, his body deteriorated to a point where he has no mass whatsoever. He was suffering from seizures, and he continued to wrestle when he should have retired. Now, Dynamite Kid is staying into a wheelchair now.
Wow.
Yeah,
really?
yeah. I just happened to pull it up just now. I was like, oh, that's pretty messed up.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're wheelchair bound, yeah, that's not good.
And he said, oh, because the ring, inside the ring.
Yeah.
Wow. The Dynamite Kid, I remember him. He wasn't a bad wrestler.
No.
No.
How about you ever hear Kamala?
Yeah, Kamala.
Yeah, he says Kamala here. He's another one too. He had one of his legs amputated because of diabetes and high blood pressure.
Yeah, I remember hearing about.
And after he had a second leg amputated too.
Yeah, and he's wheelchair now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
These guys.
Kamala was a big character.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
With the white face paint, right? He was like an African kind of warrior kind of guy.
He kind of scared you when he came in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I used to watch Papa Shando, and he used to scare the crap out of me too sometimes. It's like,
Yeah, then he became the Godfather.
the Godfather,
Mhm.
dancing around the ring.
Yeah, with all the hoes.
The big, yeah. Oh yeah, the host, the whole town.
Ho train.
Ho train.
That was a cool gimmick, though. I that was all right.
Yeah.
Wasn't the worst.
Oh wow, this is another one. This is pretty messed up. Chris Canyon.
Yeah.
I remember
And
Chris
it,
King.
and it comes up here. It says WWE. Let's see. After WWE, he run into a small downhill. Injuries caused him to be released from the WWE, but he says they let him go because he was gay.
Really?
Yeah, says right here. I'm like, wow. He
Isn't
began
it-
suffering from bipolar disorder in 2000, and then he committed suicide.
I was gonna say. I thought I heard him. Wasn't he dead?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's see. His big fight was against the Glacier.
I remember that guy too. He's a pretty big boy.
Yeah. But that's just weird, though, because
He was a great character and wrestler from what I remember about him.
yeah.
He had a better run in WCW than he had in WWE because after he went to when they got taken over, after that he went nowhere.
Yeah, I remember him from WCW.
Yeah, yeah, yep. Wasn't he part of a faction? Didn't they have a faction with him?
Oh, Chris Canyon?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember.
I just don't remember which one. I gotta go. We're gonna have to look back on that one.
Yeah.
Then I even pulled up even Test. You remember Test?
Yeah, he's dead now too.
He died, yeah, but he died of an overdose from oxycodone.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to know what they're doing after they retire? There you go.
Yeah.
Suicide, oxy, overdose.
It's crazy, but nobody knows what's going on in another person's mind, I guess.
I mean, some of these topics that Matt picked recently is actually pretty cool because now I'm learning a lot more about some of the wrestlers I didn't understand behind the scenes.
Right.
Like why they committing suicide, why they're doing this, and find that thing now. Chris Canyon, that's pretty weird though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that tidbit of information.
No, the first time I'm like, it's a shock.
Oh,
I think like we'll do this podcast so we can learn too.
Yeah.
hell
He was
yeah.
part of the flock.
The flock.
With
In
Raven,
Yeah.
Raven's flock.
He was known as Mortis.
Mortis, I remember.
Yeah.
He was a big boy.
No, he's the same guy, Chris Canyon. He was named.
Chris Canyon. Mortis. That was his name.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, remember he wore the mask, right?
That's right. Yeah. The flock.
And I'm reading his history with WCW. So I couldn't remember the name of the faction he was with, but yeah, he was with the flock. I remember. He was also part of the stable with Diamond Dallas Page.
DDP.
What was the name of that stable? Wasn't it the Triad?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that one much, honestly.
I believe it was him, Chris Canyon, and somebody else. It was three of them.
Let's see. What about your favorite, Matt? Chris Jericho.
Yeah,
Tell us a little about Chris Jericho, Matt. You know everything about that guy.
I do. Yeah, big fan of his. He's in a faction now called the Inner Circle in AEW. He became their champion for a big short period when they first came out on TNT Network. I loved his Raw debut. Remember when he first came into WWE and he became that Y2K thing.
Y2K, yeah.
And they had the clock on the Titantron, and they didn't know who was doing the countdown clock.
And he also wrote a couple autobiographies too.
Yeah. He was also on Dancing with the Stars for a season. And he's got his own band called Fozzy. He's got a new band, which is a Kiss cover band called Quarantine, which is pretty cool. And I know a lot about Chris Jericho.
See, he knows all Chris Jericho. Matt, what's your wife's birthday? Oh, let me look this up.
Yeah, I can't say it over the air. She'll get mad.
Yeah, no, not at all. Oh, you should get mad at you. I want to see a hand come out, smack you in the head.
Yeah, but I
Have you ever seen Fozzy?
I haven't seen them live, but I would love to.
I've seen them 2 or 3 times. They're pretty
Oh, really? They're good, right?
good. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I saw videos. That's about as far as I got, like on YouTube.
Yeah,
I think the first time I seen him, I was like, "Damn, this is Chris Jericho." No way.
yeah.
And then
He's actually a pretty good singer.
hey, he's actually getting better
Yeah,
from the first time I heard him, and the last couple times he's really kick ass.
yeah. And let's see, I'm trying to think. He had a great career in WCW. I enjoyed his career then, and also ECW. He was in ECW for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I remember when ECW, we were at the Hammerstein. Oh, sorry, we went to the Elks Lodge on Queens Boulevard,
Yeah.
and he was fighting against Rey Mysterio Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going at it. It was a good fight, but it was getting boring. I mean, they're not using any weapons. It's ECW. You get 2 lightweight guys jumping all over the place. And across from us, was it?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, and across from us, there were fans from Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
And on our side, it was all New York fans. And next thing you know, all you kept hearing was, "Let's go Rangers, let's go Flyer" chants, back and forth. And they actually stopped in the ring and looked around like, what's going on? The fans are going crazy. Hell with the Rangers, hell with the Flyer. It was a hockey fight because it's Philadelphia wrestling and they're in New York. And the 2
Right.
wrestlers, these 2 guys stopped, and it was a good match, but it was just like, wait a second. Then they started fighting again, and we got into it. But
But what was great about ECW is the fans made it what it was. You know what I mean? Like they got involved, and even if it was a bad match, they made it a good match.
oh yeah. Again, I before this podcast, I was watching the November to Remember. I keep watching all of them.
Yeah.
I just love watching them. And then I watch when the gangster comes in there, New Jack, and he's up there throwing everything in the ring, and and the music changes, and it's great.
And you remember his crazy dive off of the what do you call it, in the arena when he jumped off that high thing,
Yeah,
it was like 15 feet in the air, and he went.
he was one of the first guys to do that.
Yeah. Yep. He was crazy.
Now, what is he doing now?
He's still wrestling in the independent scene, from what I know about.
Nobody.
If he's doing much now, but yeah, he was crazy. But here's a trivia question for you guys. Let's see how well you guys know Chris Jericho, since I know him, pretty good. What was his nickname?
You know what? Give me a second.
Don't look it up. Don't cheat.
No, I'm not looking at it. My hands are right here. No,
I know it, and I just can't remember it.
And if you wouldn't have asked me, it would have popped in my head. Oh my goodness.
We should do segments like that every now and then. We should have trivia.
Yeah, trivia. You asked a question in 45 minutes. Me and Ronnie just sitting here like this. So, how was the podcast?
Yeah. All right. You give up?
Okay, give me the answer. I give up. I know
Give
what
us a
it
clue.
is.
Give us a clue. Give us a clue.
I don't know if I give a clue, you'll probably guess it.
Well, that's the idea, buddy. That's why it's called a clue. That's what it's called a clue.
Yeah. An animal in the jungle.
Tiger. Lion. And somebody did lion. I read about that before. Oh, something lion.
Uh-huh.
Give us another clue. The other half to the lion.
Okay. Other than the brain, the most important organ in your body.
Lionheart.
Lionheart. Yep. I knew it was something with a lion. And
clue I gave away.
And one of his autobiographies is called Lion's Tale. Lion's Tale Around the World in Spandex. That's one of his autobiographies. He has another one too. Undisputed: How to Become the World Champion in 1,372 Easy Steps.
Oh, is that all? Just 1,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he goes, another one's called Best in the World at What I Have No Idea.
You know, what'd be cool. I think what'd be really great is if, like, maybe for a few episodes, because there's so many that we could cover, but if we took one wrestler and just covered their entire career for one episode, so like pick a guy and then like just kind of go over his career from start to finish and what they're doing now, if they're still alive or not. But we could do that, for an episode or two.
Oh, yeah.
That works for me.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah. I'm sorry if I'm sniffling a lot. My allergies are bothering me this morning.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
What, the sniffly part or the allergies? What?
I'm thinking of picking one wrestler that don't have
I know.
allergies that we could talk about.
That's right. I wrestle with allergies. How's that one?
Yeah. No, it's that time of year. Spring's around the corner. It's going to get warmer out. Everything's blooming.
I can't wait for all this rain and wet weather we're having to go away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah. Winter was brutal.
I'm sure ours was nowhere near you guys, but I'm telling you what, it's saturated here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm ready for spring. So, all right. We got a few minutes left. We're at the bottom of the hour. It was a great topic. I'm sure there's a lot more that we probably overlooked, but yeah, we talked about quite a few already. But yeah, if anybody has any feedback, criticism, or any questions regarding our topics every week, we do have an email address. So if you email us at deadman's triad wp@gmail.com. That's deadman's triad wp@gmail.com. And follow us on Facebook. Leave comments there too. Also, share our page and follow us there. And that's where you can find out about all the topics that we come out with. We'll share like what we're going to be talking about. We'll be announcing that on our Facebook page. Guys, any last thoughts before I close out the show?
We covered a lot, but I know there's plenty more we could have covered today.
Yeah.
Plenty more.
Yeah, Sundays are rough.
All right, well, just this Sunday.
Your Sunday, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. Want to wish everybody well. Everybody stay safe out there. And I don't know, Gerard, anything else you want to say?
I think I said everything I wanted to say. Hope you got. Oh, look, Joe's here to say goodbye. Before we even got to say goodbye.
Right before we ended the show.
Right before we ended the show, she left us. Our only fan right now.
Yeah, but well, again, the show just started out.
Oh, she's back. Hi, Josie.
And eventually we're gonna grow. It's gonna take time. Grow. I call it growing pains.
I got a lot of growing pains, and it's not what height.
Yeah. So I don't know, but we'll get there. So again, it would really help if people gave us feedback and how we can improve. We take all kinds of good or bad feedback. Let us know either way. If you have any great topics that we should talk about, if you have any guests that guest suggestions, feel free. We will try to have guests from time to time, and we'll work on that also. I don't know. I think that's it, guys. So, all right.
We'll get better at this and have everything all ironed out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
yeah.
Working on it.
Yeah, we're only at 6 episodes, so it's all good.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So I do other podcasts, and look, my first few podcasts that I did on my other show, you could tell the difference right away from when I started to where I am now, and you can see how much it improved. That's because I not only did I aim to get better, but I also listened to other people's critique to get better, and
Yeah.
it criticism helps. It really does. So any feedback is great. So
Yep.
all right. So guys, I'll say goodbye to you after I close it out here, and everybody who's listening or whoever's listening, have a great afternoon.
Bye.
Enjoy, guys. Take care.
All right.
Have a good day.
Yeah. Have a great Sunday, guys.